This month, we're getting to the heart of this story with Blizzard, PS5, and more. This is the 3G Collective Podcast. You hated that pun. Did you not read that pun?
I read it before.
Yeah,
I hated
okay.
it the first time and I hated it the second time.
Okay. Welcome to the 3G Collective Podcast. What's up, everybody? I'm Jose, and with me is Gerardo. Adrian is still gone because he's sore about that Smash loss. We are still going to keep saying that until he comes back and proves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to have a Smash tournament.
Yeah, right. Hopefully sooner than later. We're going to get started with new releases that you may or may have not missed. I say it was a pretty light month, like this passing month, last 4 weeks. There's a new medieval trailer showcasing the ability to change the camera's perspective in the new remake, which is coming out October 25th. There's another trailer for Marvel's Avenger by Square Enix, showcasing the hero Kamala Khan, also known as Miss Marvel, joining the heroes along with some more story details. A new Grand Prix is heading to Crash Team Racing for the month of October called the Spooky Grand Prix. Ever had a rabid need to want to learn code? Well, Ubisoft released Rabbids Coding on Uplay as a free game to teach some basic code via 32 levels. There's a new Harvest... You hate that joke too, huh?
No, that one I enjoyed. Also because I just think that story is really sweet. I like coding being more.
Yeah. There's a new Harvest Moon game coming out. Unlike the calm farming community gameplay we know and love, Harvest Moon Mad Dash seems to be a puzzle-like game that can be played with multiple players. If you thought Brain Age was dead, a new one heading to the West, at least at the moment the UK, for the Nintendo Switch will be coming out on January 3rd. I know we talked about it last month, but TGS showcased some Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon gameplay, which to me just looks weird and great. If you ever wanted to run your own fantasy pub, Crossroads Inn has got you covered, with the game coming out October 25th. You don't want to miss your... any of those trailers you want to talk about?
Okay, let's talk first about the Marvel's game, the Avengers game.
Okay, yeah. I had a feeling, because we've talked about this personally before.
Yeah.
So they show Miss Marvel, who has... I don't really know her that well.
Me neither.
But from what it showed like she can expand her hands.
It looks like Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, but like bigger and stronger, kind of. So it shows her like basically trying to get all the Avengers back together.
Okay.
And like going with I want to say Logan Field, because there's just like one scene where her and Bruce Banner are like driving a car and she's just drinking a soda and she's at the bottom and she does that thing then like in all comedy movies. I don't know. I saw the trailer and I see like, I don't really see gameplay. It does show a little bit, but not like too much. It's like almost like a quick camera cut. And then story-wise, this still doesn't get me.
Yeah, well, and it seems like you're mostly going to be playing as her, as Miss Marvel, for the entire game. Like, you do get to play the demos, but it seems like the main character they're going to be playing as is Miss Marvel, which from what I've seen in comments and reactions is like, it's very split. Like, it was very radical, and like I've seen some people going like, oh, I wasn't sure about this game, now I'm definitely getting it because I love this character or whatever. But then I've seen a lot of people going like, I was sure about this game, I'm definitely not getting it because I don't really care about this character.
Here's the thing, that like it could be, right? It could be that's the case. Like, she's teaming up, like if this is a getting the band back together kind of story, like she could be the main focus, and then every time she finds a new member, it jumps to them for a small snippet. Or like if she's traveling with Bruce Banner and they find Iron Man, and then it's like Bruce Banner and an Iron Man, and then those two join. So like a party kind of thing, you know? But my thing is, I still don't see anything of how they're going to balance that gameplay. Like, how are you going to get used to that gameplay in a moment? Like, my original thing was, I think we talked about this last month, where I was like, I want the like Spider-Man kind of game, but I don't know how they'll do that with Marvel's, because in order to do that, you need those controls to feel good.
Yep.
You need an XP system that feels rewarding.
Yep.
And if there's, why am I going to, like, is it going to feel taxing them? Like, I just leveled up Thor so much.
Now you got to play as someone.
Now I got to play as someone else. Or it's like, okay, they're just throwing me in this part, so I got to play this, level him up. Then they're throwing me in this part, so I got to play this, level him up. Where's the, like, one big part, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I still think, kind of like we mentioned before, I still think it's going to be a very cinematic game. akin to like Rise, Son of Rome, or what was the other one? Quantum Break, also on the Xbox. Whereas like visually very cool and stuff, but I feel like it's gonna be very cinematic. Gameplay wise, it's just not gonna be
like
quite
it
there.
doesn't feel like it's gonna be an open world. It feels like it's gonna be on rails. Like a lot. I think some people are thinking it's open worlds from what I've seen, I don't know like how they're trying to present it. Because to me, the trailers don't really show open world because it shows like, oh, it's very story based. You know?
They might blow our minds when they finally release the whole thing and show you can see all the gameplay. Maybe it is open world. But I have to say, I was on the fence before, more leaning towards like, And after seeing this, and if it's true that, you know, she's the main character that you play as, even more just because I don't really know much about her, but her powers don't seem that interesting to me. The whole expanding. I've never been a big fan of Mr. Fantastic. Like, out of the whole, you know, crew of Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic, I like him as a character in terms of, like, his brains and stuff. Like, he's super smart, and I love that. But his powers, the whole just, you know, being elastic and stuff, it was like,
See, if I'm gonna go based on this character, I actually like only that and not the whole idea of like, you gotta show some more mechanics. I would actually lean towards more getting it because this is a character I don't know.
So you want to know more about?
I want to know more. Maybe like show me, because it does seem like she got her powers some way via this thing, you know, and maybe tell her story in a different way. Because it's like, oh, okay. So let me find out about Miss Marvel that way. You know, it's kind of how like Guardians of the Galaxy came out. We're like, who is this? And then, you know, the movie was like,
I think it's just her powers that I'm just not into. Like, I like the idea of finding out about a new character. And if you know, I've learned about a lot of new characters through games and movies and all that. It's just her powers. I don't know. Like I said, just being elastic is not, you know. I would like to, like Scarlet Witch was one that I didn't know much about until like the Avengers movie, and now I'm like, dude, she's awesome. Like I love those powers, you know. Captain Marvel is another one that I didn't know much about until the movie.
It's like though, like the Spider-Man game, you know. Tombstone is a villain I did not know was a villain, but even after his whole section, I was like, I'm glad I found out about him. You know, I'm glad like his powers didn't really seem that interesting, but he seemed like a threat, and it was like they portrayed him in a way where I was like, okay, cool. I'm glad to know. I want to come back to like Miss Marvel, and if it's legit, like she is the main character or some way, be like, cool. I'm glad I found out about her. Like, none of these. I want to be a fan of her, you know, but none of these like games or movies have made me go, I want to read the comics, you know. Like, but I'm still like, okay, yeah, no, I would say I'm a fan of this, you know. I would say I'm a fan. Like, I want to be a fan of Miss Marvel. Like, I hope that the game does it justice, kind of thing, you know. Especially if this is like kind of telling her origin story. You know? So that's my thoughts on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, like the only other thing I got is Yakuza 7. I might just get that and jump in. I have no idea what the hell is the story about or anything
such
about.
Weird games though.
Like it's so weird, and I'm just like
a lot of karaoke.
It's so weird. I'm in kind of reason, you know? Like,
reminds me of Shenmue.
Yeah. That's coming out soon too. Shenmue 3.
Yeah, I think it's gonna flop.
Oh,
honestly.
really? Well,
personally,